All right, guys. So I'm going to be doing another comic review, and this is another book sent to me by my friend Chris. Thank you as always, brother. Today we're going to be looking at Two-Face: Trial Separation. This is a mini-series that was written by Christian Ward, who I first encountered in Batman Underworld, which was a cool take on the Batman mythos and mixing it with kind of like a Lovecraft story with a little bit of uh, Batman Serious House on Serious Earth. Christian Ward started out as an artist, but now he's slowly making his way into writing, like several other writers who started out as artists. I think people forget that Chip Zdarsky started as an artist, and now he's doing full-on writing. Anyway, so the comic is... I've talked about this in a short, where I'm not the biggest Two-Face guy. Like, Two-Face has never been a villain that has appealed to me. He's never been a villain that has, like, given me any reason to, like, care, because it's always the same. 9 times out of 10, it's always the same story. Like, no matter what, it's always the same story for the character. Like, no matter what happens, he's always going to be the same character no matter what. It's either going to be Two-Face does a crime that's based around twos, or it's, oh, Harvey, we can fix you, you're my friend, you know, and I feel bad about you being Two-Face. That's the bigger one. And yeah, that's really it. Like, it's really funny enough to the same 2 stories 9 times out of 10. And I know someone's going to come on here and be like, well, Mr. Freeze does the same thing all the time. He just wants to save his wife. Yeah. But at least with Mr. Freeze and that whole story, they at least do unique stuff of how he goes about it. Here, it just, like with the character of Two-Face, it really does feel more like, they just recycle the same idea over and over again without any real care about it. You know what I mean? Like, it just kind of feels like we don't really get we really don't get a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Originality here. So, what did I think of this Two-Face miniseries? Actually pretty solid. Actually does something a little different. And I kind of appreciate, maybe because it is like, it goes against the grain. Maybe that's the reason why I like, is because it's such a breath of fresh air for a Two-Face story, that it makes me go, finally, some good fucking food. Anyway, so the story is that Harvey has locked away the Two-Face persona in like a mind palace, and he's still pretending to be Two-Face, but in reality, what he's trying to do is work with a group called the White Church, which is a justice system for criminals. It's run by the Reaper. You guys remember the Reaper? Like from Batman Year 2? Yeah, he's here. And he acts as a judge while Harvey acts as a prosecuting attorney, pretending to be Two-Face while he's locking up criminals, when in reality, he's trying to, like, damage the White Church and also kind of undermine the Gotham Underworld to get back with Batman and the others. Meanwhile, the Two-Face persona is trying to find its way out of this mind prison that Harvey has locked him up in. First off, I really dig the artwork by Fabio Veres, with colors by Ivan Pascalcina. Oh god, I always butcher these names. But yeah, the artwork in here is really solid. I really like how they differentiate, you know, when they go into Harvey's world, and how they differentiate going into, like, you know, the outside world in Harvey's head. Yeah, it's really cool. It's stuff like that. The mind prison that, you know, that Two-Face is trapped in Harvey's mind is actually really cool. It has, like, a whole prison, and there's also, like, a version of Salvatore Maroni in there. Yeah, it's really cool how they utilize a mind palace, which I don't think they've done with Two-Face ever. Like, I literally don't think they've ever done, like, that kind of angle with the character at all, which is pretty solid. I really do like that. As for the overarching story, there's some really cool things that happen of like making it like a crime drama, a courtroom drama based around crime. That's really cool. Every tale kind of feels like interconnected to Harvey's thing because there is an overarching threat involving a group called the Shadow Hand, which is a bunch of D-list villains working for an unknown villain that is obsessed with destroying Harvey and because he took everything from him. And shit, it's Two-Face, isn't it? It's going to be Two-Face. Yeah, it's Two-Face. Yeah, literally, Harvey is at war with himself in this comic. But I really like the villains they use because it's a lot of villains you don't see in it's a lot of Batman villains you don't normally see, such as like Falseface. There's also White Rabbit from. There is also like Die, a new villain called Doubt, who's kind of like Purple Man, and yeah, there's a good cadre of villains. And on top of that, Christian Ward clearly loves the Batman animated series because we get Baby Doll in here. And I was immediately like, holy crap, Baby Doll's in here. And it's a weird story involving her kidnapping the Scarface doll so she can be like married to it, but it turns out to be a scam, like a con by the Shadow Hand. I just feel like Ward just really wanted to use Baby Doll. That was the only it was a weak theme because we also get her right-hand woman Miriam here. So yeah, I feel like they just like Christian Ward really wanted to use Baby Doll in this story, and he didn't really have an idea for it. So he's just like, I'm gonna have it that she wants to marry the Scarface doll from the ventriloquist. Yeah. Sure, but anyway, Baby Doll. That's awesome. And then, on top of that, when Harvey's on trial in his own head, he encounters the judge, which was another persona in the third persona in Harvey's head in the animated series. So immediately when we see this variation of the judge, I was like, yeah, he really did his homework on, or just a really big fan on Batman the animated series. So I really do appreciate that. The comic ends kind of as expected. There is like Harvey does have like a little sidekick with him, but she doesn't really matter in the long run. But the comic, I will say, does end as you would expect. Like how it ends, it was like, well, I saw that coming. Once we get the reveal of like Harvey's at war with himself, which was a plot twist, I was like, yeah, I knew that was going to happen. So yeah. But other than that, the comic is really solid. It's just kind of nice to read a unique Two-Face story that doesn't feel like the same thing we've been reading for over several decades. So if you are a fan of Two-Face, I'd suggest checking that out. Or if you want to check out, like I said, a Two-Face story that goes against the grain, here's your option. Anyway, so if you have read Two-Face Trial Separation, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of it. Chris, thank you once again for this comic as well as others. Other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.